Overthinking and mental overwhelm aren't just in your head. Chronic stress can tighten the spine, restrict circulation, and keeps the mind in overdrive. And in Chinese medicine, your blood anchors your shen, which is your spirit and your mind. So when stress stagnates blood flow or you feel scattered, you experience racing thoughts, overthinking, or mental fatigue. So in this yin yoga, we'll focus on nourishing and circulating your blood by focusing on the spleen, liver, and heart meridians. So your thoughts can become quieter, mental fatigue can soften, and clarity can emerge without trying to stop your mind from thinking. When we slow down and focus on these meridians and the spine, torso, and the breath, it encourages your nervous system to relax. And that naturally helps any racing thoughts, scattered attention, or mental tension to really settle. If you want more exclusive tools from me that you can use in your daily life and that can help settle your nervous system and settle and ground your body and your mind, use my free 5-element self-nourishment guide that I have linked in the description. It's full of practices, reflections, and tips to support your energy, your emotions, and your overall clarity. And if you're new here, you haven't yet, and you appreciate what I'm sharing here, please subscribe to help me grow the channel so I can have control over ads and keep them out of these practices. Now, before we begin, just to check in and notice where your mind is tense, overactive, or scattered right now. And let's set an intention for the practice. I'm willing to ground into my body, anchor my mind, and let my thoughts settle. All right, let's move into the practice. To begin, you can have 1 or 2 small cushions about this size, like the size of a meditation cushion, and have 2 yoga bolsters or bigger cushions that can handle more weight. And we're going to begin by sitting on the heels. Won't be using any props for this first posture unless you're sitting on your heels and this feels intense for you. Then you can use your small cushion and bring this between your heels and your hips. And that can take some tension out of the front of your legs. And you can take your knees out to about the width of your mat or hip width apart, maybe a little further apart. Now let's keep the hips into the heels as we come down onto the forearms. And from there, you can keep your left forearm down and slide your right arm behind your left elbow, coming all the way down as far as you can, letting your head rest onto the floor. You can move your left arm out away from you. Now, if your head doesn't reach the floor comfortably, you can use your small cushion under your head. But of course, you don't want any tension in your neck by using a cushion. And once you feel like you can stay here for a couple minutes, let your eyes close. And begin to settle into gravity. And feeling into anywhere in your body starting out. If there are particular places of tension, just noticing them and letting yourself soften. Maybe the tension doesn't soften, but you can soften your awareness, or you can soften your breath, settling your mind by anchoring your awareness into your body, into the sensations of your body, and into your breath. And perhaps you feel an opening down through the outside of your right arm.
even out through the right pinky finger. So through the heart meridian. And feeling into the right side of the body. How your breath has more space to move there. And creating a little more space through the right side of the ribs. And ultimately more space for your heart, for your Shen, for your mind and spirit. And this allowing us to rest into who we really are, into our authenticity. And as we open through the heart space, the heart meridian, we create more space to communicate and share that authentic self. And just a few more breaths, feeling on your exhales how you can release even more into the earth element. Letting your neck soften. Your shoulders and upper back soften. And feeling the space around your heart soften as well. You can begin to bring your head up. And let's come back onto the forearms in the center. Keeping your right arm where it is, you can walk your left arm out, taking it behind your right elbow. And let your head rest down onto a cushion or onto the floor. You can walk your right arm away from your head, just so you're comfortable. And so your right shoulder is relaxed. The arm is weighing down and relaxed into the ground. Noticing any differences through the left side of the body, your left ribs, down through the outside of your arm, through the pinky finger of your left hand. And again, feeling how you can soften. And if you can't soften physically, that you can soften your breath. You can soften your awareness, being gentle in your awareness, and how you carry that, how you take your awareness into your body, into the sensations. And these work as a team, your awareness, your breath, and your body. When you can soften in one place, that can help soften in another. Noticing if there's anywhere where you're holding your weight up, perhaps in your right shoulder, through your head, your neck. And perhaps feeling some compression into the belly, the abdomen, the inner thighs, into the groin, getting into the liver and spleen channels. And knowing when we come out of this compression, there will be even more blood flow to anchor our Shen, our heart, our spirit, our mind. Now you can begin to bring your head up. Walk your right arm in, press into that to come back onto the forearms.
And walk your hands up to come to sit upright. And take a couple moments here. Feel into the length of the spine, space through the chest, through the shoulders, down through the arms, and particularly the outside line of your arms, out through the pinky fingers. Now let's bring the legs forward and let's take the legs out wide. This isn't about forcing anything to happen. Like when we're practicing yin, especially, but I would say when we're practicing yoga, it's never about creating tension. So sitting in a way that feels comfortable for you, where your knees and your toes can face the ceiling. Now let's begin by bringing one or both of the bigger cushions or bolsters to the outside of the right leg. And you can feel into this if you want one or two cushions where you can take your right forearm down onto the cushion with your left hip grounded down. And once you feel like you can rest into that, you can take your left arm up, bend at the elbow, let the arm dangle down behind your head, and then let yourself rest into this. So the left hip continues to anchor down into the ground. And there are different reasons that you want that happening. One, you get a deeper opening through the entire left side of the body, but also you're stabilizing the pelvis. And we're then stabilizing through the spleen and liver channels, which is centering and balancing for not only the body, but the mind. So with your left arm rested behind your head, you can let your eyes close if they aren't already. And getting into this pretty deep opening for the spleen and liver channels that we're focused on in this practice. It's also very gallbladder. But the spleen and liver channels running up through the side of the abdomen. And getting into these organs. So more on the left side for the spleen, which is specifically nourishing for the blood. And as we nourish the blood, we anchor the Shen, the mind and spirit, to dispel any overactive mental activity. And just notice if you can let your head rest down more toward the right side. Maybe you feel an opening through the heart channel, through the outside of your left arm. And now let's come up. You can press into your right arm to help that happen. And just take a moment in the center, feeling the sensations, particularly through the left side. And perhaps feeling this all the way down through the abdomen, the inside the legs. Now let's take your bolster or the other cushion to the outside of your left leg, and we'll do this on the other side. Coming down onto the left forearm. Again, if you need both of the bolsters or the cushions, or even 3, using one of your small cushions, you can take that option. And let's take the right arm up and reach up as you ground down through your right hip, and then bend at the elbow. Let the arm rest behind your head. And let yourself become heavy into the cushion through your forearm. Let the head rest so the neck can relax. And notice how your breath wants to support you in this opening. Here, opening up through the liver to help cleanse the blood. And feeling this opening through the heart channel, through the outside of your right arm, and also through the side ribs, creating more space for the heart itself and the breath to be able to move around the heart. Now you can press down into your left arm, into the hand to come up. Let your right arm rest down and take some breaths in the center. Maybe you feel a little more length and ease through the spine. Feel the space around the heart. So not only the front, but the back, the sides. How your breath can expand in all 4 directions. And now you can take one or both of your bigger cushions out in front of you, and we're going to fold forward, keeping the hips planted onto the ground so the knees and toes continue to face up as you take your weight out. And using cushions to support you so you can come down and rest your forehead down. So maybe that's all of the cushions combined, where you can rest and get a full rest position here. And you don't have to meet your edge coming into the posture, actually at any point. So being generous to yourself in your use of support. This is a great place to let your breath expand down into your pelvis, all the way into the pelvic floor. And the pelvic floor being this muscle group that stabilizes us, this deep core muscle
group. And when we find more balance in the body, it can aid feeling more balanced in the mind. And feeling into the entire inside line of your legs. So, of course, more explicitly through the groin, the inner thighs, but also the inside of the knees, the inside of the lower legs, the inside line of the feet. And using your awareness through this inside line of the legs to bring some loving awareness into your spleen and liver channels. And in the focus of this practice, to nourish and cleanse your blood. Blood is equally as important as your chi. They feed each other, support each other. So here we're focused on blood, which is yin, it's feminine. It's soft, nurturing, fluid. All is a way to soften and anchor your mind. You can bring your head up and walk yourself up. Take a couple moments here, sitting upright once again. You feel pretty nice coming out of these postures. Take your hands to the inside of your knees, bend at the knees to bring your feet in and just shake it out. And now you can take your cushions out to the side and come onto your back. Let's hug the knees in. Let the shoulders rest down into the ground. Feeling space across the chest, space around the heart. And now come into Shavasana, taking your legs out long, your palms facing up, the shoulders into the ground, your eyes closed. Feel into the space that you've created through your heart, around your heart, down through your abdomen, and into the inside line of your legs. And maybe you can feel your blood moving and anchoring you into the earth, and feeling how this allows your mind to soften and settle. And as you begin to wiggle your toes and fingers and come back into the space around you, let yourself carry the sense of calm into the rest of your day. If this practice felt supportive for you, use my free 5-element self-nourishment guide that has easy practices that you can use on the daily basis that are grounded in somatic and meridian awareness. And subscribe if you feel it, just to help me keep these practices ad-free. And let me know in the comments if this practice helped you settle your mind at all. I'd love to hear your experience with it. Thanks so much for taking this time to be with your body, be with your breath, and for practicing with me. I'll see you in the next video.